What's going on, everybody? I am Z, coming to you from the basement, and this is Z Sports and Entertainment. What we finna talk about, get into right now, is we're gonna get into this NBA trade deadline. I wanted to wait until after the deadline was complete and a couple of the players that were traded to new places could get. I wanted to see them with their new teams before I started to talk about them and predict, what I thought they might do and how they might look with their new organizations. So the trade deadline has concluded. It was crazy. Um, I don't know if I've seen this many. I'm gonna say all stars, and not just this year, but previous years. I don't know if I've seen this many all stars, traded during one all star, one trade deadline. And a lot of the trades made sense. It wasn't a lot of meaningless or useless trades. A lot of stuff made sense as far as player fit, role fit. A lot of teams got better because they got what they needed. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into it, man. We're gonna pop it off with one of the first trades that took place. The Los Angeles Lakers receive uh, Rui Hachimura. The Washington Wizards, they got Kendrick Nunn and a couple second round picks from the Lakers. Um, I get it from the Lakers' perspective. You needed somebody who could go down there and bang a little bit. You just needed the Lakers just need good quality basketball players, and I feel like Hachimura can bring that to the organization with the other pieces that they got, along with the other pieces that they got within the trade deadline. And we're gonna talk about it a little later. Kendrick Nunn to the Wizards. I mean, did they need a point guard? Yes. Is he going to be someone who's going to make a significant difference? I don't think so. I do believe he'll get more minutes and he'll be able to see the floor a lot more in Washington. But ultimately, I think the Lakers won this trade just on youth and Hachimura could be someone who he could be a starter. You could bring him off your bench. He could play the 3. He could play the 4. He could even play the 5 if you want to go like small. But I think that's going to be a good trade for them. The second one we're going to talk about is a pretty big one. I thought we all know Kyrie Irving got traded to the Dallas Mavericks. So it was Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris traded to Brooklyn for Spence. If you don't know Spence, Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks. This trade made a lot of sense because, like, Kyrie and Luka, it used to be, if you got a good guard or a good wing and a good big, you good. But in today's NBA, it seems like it's going to be backcourt dominant, and it seems like it's going to be backcourt dominant for a while. So Kyrie and Luka, someone who can control the tempo of the game, and after watching them for a couple games, I like it. I like it a lot. And it just seems like Jason Kidd has somewhat of a system in place, so Kyrie doesn't have to really freelance as much. The ball movement has been beautiful. And on the flip side, it just looked like Spence was ready to get back to Brooklyn so he could be happy. It just seems like Spence hasn't really been Spence since he left Brooklyn. He had good games in Washington, played pretty good in Dallas, but Brooklyn seems to be the place where Spence wants to be in. Kudos to him. The West is only getting tougher. I am really looking forward to seeing how Kyrie and Luka mesh. Luka's just coming back from an injury, so I think they've only played one game together. But it's gonna be interesting in Dallas. It's gonna be a lot of fun watching those two guys give opposing defenses headaches for a long time. Put them with Christian Woods and Tim Hardaway Jr. and hopefully they can do some other stuff. JaVale McGee is going to be huge for this team. I like Dallas. I like Dallas a lot, and I think that I truly believe that they got a lot better. A little small trade. San Antonio Spurs, Miami Heat received cash. The Spurs received Dwayne Dedmon. Dedmon heads back to San Antonio. We're going to talk about this Knicks and Portland Trailblazers trade. The New York Knicks received Josh Hart. I think that's going to be tremendous because now they have someone who they can put at the 3 and not have to worry about scoring. He's going to defend. He's going to rebound. He's going to be in the right place at the right time. So you put a guy like that around Bronson Barrett, Randle, someone who I call players like Josh Hart neutralizers. Players like Josh Hart, they have a tendency to get the game back under control when it starts to get away from them. And the Knicks are one of those teams where they have a lot of kind of wild, exotic players. Julius Randle, you never really know what he's gonna do. R.J. Barrett, you never really know what he's gonna do. Jalen Brunson is slowly becoming the most consistent player on this team. I didn't say the best, I said most consistent. Julius Randle is the best player on this team. But with a guy like Josh Hart, you can rely on him to bring what he brings every night. I like that. And on the flip side, with Portland, Cam Reddish to Portland, along with another backup point guard, probably not even a backup, so probably someone who's going to be up and down between the G League, and Mikhailov, someone who can stretch the floor. Mikhailov's probably not going to see that much floor, though. But Cam Reddish, I just hope Cam Reddish can find a home at this point. I thought it was going to be in Atlanta because of DeAndre Hunter and other things. He wasn't able to land in Atlanta. Thought it was going to be New York, him reuniting with R.J. Barrett. For some reason, that didn't work. Hopefully Cam Reddish can find a home in Portland. I hope he can stick, him, put him next to Dame, you put him next to Simons, Sheldon Sharp. They got a lot of young talent. They got a lot of young talent up in Portland. And we'll see. I do think the Knicks won that trade, though. Josh Hart is going to make them a lot better. Another trade that I really like, the Raptors and the Spurs. The Raptors were able to get Jakob Poeltl back. It just felt like when the Raptors drafted Jakob Poeltl, he wasn't ready to step into the role that they had for him. Although he balled out at Utah, it just looked like he wasn't ready. But getting him back after being coached by Pop for a couple of years, and I think Jakob Poeltl is going to be huge for this team. Whether it be in a starting role, whether it be coming off the bench, Jakob Poeltl is going to be huge for this organization. The San Antonio Spurs received Kim Birch, a first round, and 2 second rounders for Jakob Poeltl. So they got a pretty good haul for him. The Raptors and Spurs are always making some kind of a trade. Another little small trade we're going to talk about real quick. Boston Celtics, Oklahoma City Thunder. The Boston Celtics received Mike Muscala. I know Mike Muscala very good personally. He played for the Hawks for a very long time. Someone who's going to give you everything he's got. Not very athletic, not very, Mike Muscala is what I consider a glue guy. And it just seems like he just keeps following Al Horford because they were together in Atlanta, they were together in OKC, now they're back together in Boston. It's the third time they have been teammates. And it just, they're like, wherever Al go, Moose go. So, and Moose has got some burn with the Celtics. They played the other day against the Grizzlies, and he looked good. He looked good in that 57. He looked good in that green. Well, let's get to what we're gonna talk about. Let's talk about this 3-team trade real quick between the Lakers, the Timberwolves, and the Jazz. This was a good one. I don't even know where to start. We'll start with this. Utah Jazz will receive Russell Westbrook, Juan Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones, and a 2027 first-round pick. The Minnesota Timberwolves received Mike Conley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and 3 second-round picks. The Los Angeles Lakers, in my opinion, who I feel like won this trade because all 3 of the pieces that they got back in this deal, they can use right now, immediately, and not have to waste no time. D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. I think this trade is going to be the trade that possibly puts the Lakers back in not championship contention, but playoff contention, high play-in, situations. It just seems like with what they want to do offensively, D'Angelo Russell's a better fit. The Lakers have always needed more space eaters. And not space eaters. They have always needed more floor spacers, so you get that in Malik Beasley. And you get a dog in Jared Vanderbilt, somebody who's going to rebound, push the ball in transition. Jared Vanderbilt, in my opinion, just always seems to be in the right place at the right time to make the right play. And when you put somebody like that around LeBron, we've seen it before with guys like Richard Jefferson, with guys like Jeff Green, with I mean, it just seems like LeBron always has those one or two guys who always kind of exceed expectations when they play alongside him, and I just feel like Jared Vanderbilt kind of fits that bill. I feel like Jared Vanderbilt is someone who LeBron could somewhat take under his wing and from a workout perspective and train with perspective, but overall that trade is going to help them tremendously. I don't really know what it does for Minnesota. I didn't necessarily look at Russell as an issue in Minnesota, but I understand the addition of Mike Conley. That sets you up to allow Ant Edwards to be that 25 to 30 point scorer a night. Cat's looking like he's going to be on his way back soon. And you put him back with Rudy Gobert, so there is a connection there is somewhat of a connection from what they had in Utah. So I do like the trade for Minnesota. I do. What I don't understand is where the Jazz come into play, because in my opinion, the Jazz lost a lot of good players in this trade. The Jazz lost Malik Beasley. No, they didn't. Yeah, they did. The Jazz lost Malik Beasley. They lost Jared Vanderbilt. They lost the Jazz lost a lot of players in this trade. Granted, you still got Colin Sexton. You still got Jordan Clarkson. You still got players on that team, but is Russell really gonna go to Utah and play? I could easily see that being a buyout situation, and for reasons I'll state later, I could see him going to a team like, I don't know, the Clippers. I could see him going to the Clippers. I even saw something saying that he could possibly go to the Clippers. But all in all, I believe that the Lakers won this trade. I feel like the Lakers are going to get the most out of what they got back, and hopefully it can be somewhat of what they need to push them over the top. Talk about another little Lakers trade, something under the table. Denver Nuggets get Thomas Bryant from the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers will receive Devon Reed and 3 second-round picks. So the 3 second-round picks they gave up to get Hachimura, it looks like they got back from Denver in exchange for Thomas Bryant. So that's pretty good. Okay, the 76ers were able to get Jalen McDaniels and 2 second-round picks from the Hornets. The Hornets. This was a 3-team trade, actually. Wow. So the Portland Trail Blazers receive Matisse Thybulle. That's probably going to fill the void of losing Josh Hart. The 76ers received Jalen McDaniels from the Hornets, which is he's a nice, solid player. He just hasn't really had the opportunity to play in front of a lot of people. And Charlotte received Mikhailou and 2 second-round picks, but Mikhailou was later traded to the Portland Trail Blazers. So that was a minor 3-team trade. Let's get back to, let's go right here. Another 3-team trade. Brooklyn Nets, Indiana Pacers, and the Milwaukee Bucks. The Nets receive 2 second-round picks. The Pacers get George Hill back. They get Serge Ibaka, Jordan Noir, and 3 second-round picks. And the Milwaukee Bucks get Jay Crowder. So it looks like Jay Crowder will play basketball this year. It looks like it's going to be for the Milwaukee Bucks. He got his wish. He got out of Phoenix. He was able to get traded to a contender. And it looks like Jay Crowder is just going to go do what P.J. Tucker did. He's going to be that guy, get in there, do the dirty work, knock down corner threes, and just be an asset. Just be somebody who can help the team win. That's all they're looking for in this trade. This is the trade I liked a lot. The Denver Nuggets and Los Angeles Clippers. I kind of feel like the Nuggets, I didn't understand this trade when I first saw it. The Nuggets received 2 second-round picks from the Clippers in exchange for guard Bones Highland. Now, I don't know if a lot of y'all look at Bones Highland the way I look at Bones Highland, but Bones Highland is a bucket. Bones Highland is a bucket. He's a little wild. He's a little exotic, but I feel like when you put him put him in the right position and you allow him to get 25, 30 minutes a game. Not saying that that's what he's going to do with the Clippers, but Bones Highland is somebody that can be effective. And now he's on a team with guys like Kawhi, PG. I mean, I like this trade for the Clippers. I think the Clippers got the best of this one. What we got? Let's go another little small trade. New Orleans Pelicans, San Antonio Spurs. Josh Richardson gets traded to the New Orleans Pelicans. The Spurs will receive Devontae Graham and 4 second-round picks. Good Lord, they shopping these second-round picks like nothing. Another three-team trade. The Clippers, the Rockets, and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies received Luke Kennard. They got somebody that can stretch the floor. Hopefully that can help Ja. The Clippers receive Eric Gordon. So the Clippers have been able to get. Hold on, give me a minute, because the Clippers have been able to get. The Clippers have been able to get Eric Gordon, Bones Highland, and they also received Mason Plumlee in a trade between them and the Hornets. And all they were so pretty much you telling me the Clippers have given up. The Clippers have received Eric Gordon, Bones Highland, and Mason Plumlee, and it looks like the only thing they've lost is John Wall and Luke Kennard. I say that's a win for the Clippers, especially if the Jazz buy Russell Westbrook out and they're able to sign Russell Westbrook. You still got Norman Powell. You still that team is very good. If I was in the West, I would be scared of the Clippers. The Clippers are a team I would not want to play. They're just not. I would not want to play the Los Angeles Clippers. But to finish that out, Danny Green will be going to Houston, where he's probably going to be bought out. Also, like I said, John Wall got traded back to Houston. So I don't know how that's going to work this time. I'm pretty sure he's going to get bought out. But the thing with John Wall is, who's going to give John Wall another chance? That's all I'm saying. Who's going to be the team that say, you know what, come on. I don't know if I see that in John Wall. Carmelo Anthony, John Wall, and Russell Westbrook are all looking like they're about to get blackballed out of the NBA. And I hate to use the word blackball, but I don't really know what other word to use other than that one. What else we got, guys? What else we got? The Los Angeles Lakers, I give Rob Pelinka a lot of credit for what they had with the cap situation, the picks they had. He was able to make some stuff shake. And the Mo Bamba for Patrick Beverly, straight up, I like it. That allows you to at least put a lineup on the floor in which AD is the 4. I just like it. I can sit here and talk about, rotations and stuff like that as far as the Lakers go, but gotta see it. Because right now, is if I was the coach, if I'm Darvin Ham, I'm going D'Angelo Russell, Lonnie Walker, Bron, AD, Mo Bamba. That's my starting 5. Coming off the bench, I'm going Schroeder, I'm going Beasley, I'm going Austin Reeves, I don't know, Hachi. That might be it, to be honest with you. And I'm sorry, Vanderbilt. So you got it, man. I like what the Lakers are doing. a lot. What am I forgetting? The Hawks and the Rockets were able to come to an agreement. The Hawks received Garrison Matthews and Bruno Fernando. Welcome back, Bruno. And the Rockets received Justin Holiday and Frank Kaminsky along with 2 second-round picks. This was kind of an even exchange. Garrison Matthews and Justin Holiday both knocked down shots. Bruno and Frank Kaminsky are both bigs. This was kind of a pretty even exchange. What else we got? I think we only got 2 more guys, so let's go ahead and get that out the way. So we're gonna start with this one. We're gonna start with the 4-team deal between the Warriors, Pistons, Hawks, and Portland Trail Blazers. James Wiseman, former number 2 overall pick, has been shipped off to Detroit. It just looks like him and Marvin Bagley are following each other's career. But if you look at that Detroit team, you got Cade Cunningham, 1 overall. Jaden Ivey, 5 overall? Killian Hayes was 7 overall. You got Marvin Bagley. You got Marvin Bagley, who was number 2. James Wiseman, who was number 2. Jalen Duran, who was 10 or 12. The Pistons have accumulated a lot of lottery picks and a lot of lottery players, a lot of lottery talent. You would think they got a good coach in Dwayne Casey. It's just a matter of, will they be able to put it together? Because they got a lot. And you just hope and you just pray that, Bagley, Wiseman, it don't matter. You just hope that those 2 guys in particular, can figure it out, because the ceiling was so high for them coming out of college, and to just see it be kind of just ripped away because of, for Bagley, I would say injuries, and Wiseman, it would be injuries, and the him getting drafted so high to a championship contending team hurt him. It did. Because they were already in motion. They just needed their guys back. They just needed Steph. They just needed those guys back. So the year he came in, they were already back in championship mode. Like, it wasn't no, let's wait around. Nah, that was not the case. James Wiseman was an 18-year-old kid who got drafted number 2, and he needed time. Hopefully he learned a lot in Golden State, and he'll be able to take that to Detroit, and him and Cade Cunningham could become one of the best pick and rolls or 1-5, whatever you want to call it. But I just wish that man nothing but the best. I really do. The Hawks received Sadiq Bey in this trade. I think that's going to be great for us. That's going to be great for our bench. Someone who can knock down shots and put the clamps on somebody. The interesting part of this trade, though, was Gary Payton Jr. And the reason it was so interesting was because when Gary Payton reported to Golden State for his physical, it was revealed that he was severely injured. And once, more things got brought to the light, it was said and stated that the Portland training staff was forcing him to play and, shooting him up with Toradol shots, which, caused the injury to only get worse. So the Warriors had every opportunity to kill the deal. They did. They had every chance to kill it. But I believe because of the rapport that they have with Gary Payton, they won a championship together, and they just know what he can do for the organization. I just feel like it was only right for him to go back. And last but not least, where you at? Last but not least, we got the granddaddy of them all, the Kevin Durant to the Phoenix Suns trade. Kevin Durant, T.J. Warren to Phoenix for Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, who was later traded to the Bucks, 4 first-round picks, and a 2028 pick swap. I feel like both of these teams won this trade because the Nets were able to receive assets for Kyrie, Markieff Morris, Kevin Durant, T.J. Warren. They got something for Jay Crowder. The Nets were able to do a lot. They turned a very bad situation into something, you know what, might be okay. But I love this trade for the Suns. It's no way around it. It's really no way for me to even. I mean, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, KD, probably Torrey Craig, and Ayton. It's also word on the street that the Magic are about to buy out Terrence Ross, and it's looking like Terrence Ross is also going to be heading to Phoenix. So it's just a lot going on. It's just a lot going on in the NBA this trade deadline was crazy. I kind of feel bad for Mikal Bridges though, because it looks like he had, kind of. You can just tell when someone's enjoying where they're playing, and it just looked like Mikal Bridges really enjoyed playing in Phoenix. I hope he can find that same joy in Brooklyn. Hopefully, because he's a little closer to home and stuff like that, he'll be able to keep that same fire. Because Mikal Bridges has been a not just an NBA Iron Man, but a basketball Iron Man. Dude just don't get hurt. So I mean, I wish all these guys nothing but the best. Who do I think personally won the trade deadline? It has to be between the Phoenix Suns, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers, they just got better. Just point blank period, they just got better. They got rid of a lot of quote unquote problems and brought in a lot of answers. And then Phoenix, I mean, you got Kevin Durant. Like, straight up. Brooklyn was just, my reason for saying Brooklyn was because they were able to completely turn over their roster with about 3 players. Brooklyn got about 5 or 6 players, gave up 3, and probably got about 9 to 10 draft picks this trade deadline. So Sean Marks, congratulations, and Jock Vaughn. Hopefully you guys can figure that out. And hopefully you guys can get more production from Ben Simmons, because Cam Thomas has been on his 40-point. He's been in his 40-point bag. But I also like what the Mavs did in getting Kyrie, and I like the Mavs trade because they didn't have to give up that much for Kyrie. So to get a talent like that, the only thing with Kyrie is he is a free agent at the end of the year, so there's a very good chance that he won't re-sign. There was a lot of smoke and a lot of steam, a lot of stuff being said about him wanting to go to the Lakers, and the owner of the Nets made sure that Sean Marks didn't trade him to where he wanted to go. But after watching a couple of games with him in a Dallas uniform, after just observing, it's looking like Kyrie might actually be a perfect fit in Dallas. So we'll see. That was the 2023 NBA trade deadline, everybody. A lot of teams got better. A lot of teams didn't get better. A lot of teams did nothing. Some teams traded for win now. Some teams traded for picks. Like I said, a lot of teams didn't just go out and get people. They went out and got the people they needed. And that's what I like about this trade deadline. A lot of people got better, and I just can't wait to see all of it unfold. All these, same faces, new places, new lineups, new rotations. I can't wait for the second half of the season. I can't wait to just see how this thing turns out. Will the Lakers get better? Like, is Phoenix gonna be put in the upper echelons of the West? Like it's just so much going on. It's just so much going on, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. I appreciate y'all for watching. I love y'all. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. I am Z. I'm out.